Hey everybody, do you have an L4-L5 disc bulge? Do you have an L4-L5 disc herniation like this one right here? Do you have an L5-S1 disc bulge? If you do, pay attention, you're going to love this video. In this video, I'm going to show you 8 fantastic exercises you can do standing up. You can do them at home, at work, or at play. Now, I'm Dr. Gregory Kramer. I'm a doctor of chiropractic here in Livonia, Michigan. I'm a certified corrective care chiropractor by Chiropractic Biophysics, and I specialize in helping people recover from disc herniations, disc bulge, degenerative disc disease. And I've been helping people live stronger longer for the last 30 years. So everything that I show you is going to help you eliminate pain, improve your mobility, stabilize your spine, so you can live stronger, longer, and do the things you want to do. Let's start off. I'm going to show you the first exercise that you can do standing up. Now remember, in my previous videos, I've showed you how to get comfortable if you're in acute pain. So this video makes sense if you can sit or stand for at least 5 or 10 minutes. If you're in such pain you can't sit or stand for 5 or 10 minutes, go back to the previous videos that I've shown you. And those videos will show either you feel better leaning back, and you can do that standing, or you can do it lying down, or it'll show you it feels better to bend forward, or even lying on top of a football. Okay? So these exercises that I'm going to show you are for people that have advanced a little bit in the rehabilitation where they can stand or sit at least 5 or 10 minutes. So the first one I'm going to show you is just marching. You stand tall, tighten your stomach, tighten your butt, and you march. You march nice and slow. What this is going to do, it's going to pump the disc. It's going to start working the stabilizing muscles in your spine. A lot of people don't realize this. The stabilizers are activated from when exercises where you're not stable. Go figure, where we have to work on balance. So we're not talking about the superficial muscles when we lift heavy weights in the gym. We're talking about the stabilizing muscles that keep you from irritating or injuring your spine. The stabilizer muscles are right here. This is your disc. This is an MRI. Can you see this here, Susie?
Yes.
These muscles are called the multifidus. So whenever we act in a way that creates a little bit of unsteadiness, we activate them. So we start marching, and as you get better, keep your stomach tight, shouldn't cause you any pain. As you get better, hold it longer. Start holding it for a couple seconds. If it hurts you, then do little baby steps. Show my feet. So just little baby steps. So if it hurts you, just hold your feet. If you're worried about your balance, spread your feet wider and just maybe get an inch. Okay, as you progress, bring your feet up a little higher. Hold it a little bit longer. And if you think that you have trouble with your balance, I'm going to show you a safety. We have a chair that we can keep next to us, that for balance, just in case. So I can put my hand right here. I do not want any of you to cross your leg. Do not do this, because that leads to tripping and falling. So we don't want a second injury on top of an L4-L5 disc bulge. So again, march. As you get better, you're going to hold it up. You're going to stay longer, but keep your hand here just in case you need some support. If you're really unstable, then very small steps. Again, when we walk, we pump motion in the disc, and when we pump motion, we get inflammation out. The next exercise is the same walk in place, so this is exercise number 2, but now we start doing this eyes closed. Now, if you're not ready for that, then progress to exercise 3. Susie, is exercise 3 just walking?
Exercise 3 is looking over the cliff.
Okay, so we'll do that now then. So we got marching. As you progress, you march higher, hold it longer. As you progress, you march higher, hold longer. Keep your hand next to something for support. Close your eyes. Again, as your eyes are closed, we're activating these small muscles right here. These small muscles that stabilize your spine. When I mean stability, it means you're able to move without pain or limitation. And then, very simply, we talk about another exercise. It's called looking over the cliff. Looking over the cliff is just like if you were to look over a cliff and you're a little nervous and you just barely look and you kind of lose your balance and you come back. Now what you can do is put your hands on the small of your back, right above the joints of your sacroiliac, which is right about here, and you're going to feel your back muscle with your thumb. And as you look, you can feel those muscles activate. And see, Susie, can you capture? I'm almost on my toes. I'm almost falling. But then I come back. You would do maybe 10 reps and hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds. So again, you can see we're putting ourselves in a position of being unstable in order to stabilize your spine. How does that sound? We want to put ourselves in a safe, gentle position of instability. One leg a little bit unstable to stabilize our spine. That activates those small muscles. All right, so we got marching, we got marching higher, we march with support, we can march with our eyes closed, we gradually progress. You can start off marching at 30 seconds, a minute, a couple times a day would be a good idea. And then we talk about walking. This is exercise number 4. You need to walk at least 5 minutes, 3-4 times a day. So if your back is bad and sitting makes your back worse, start walking and walk with a stride. When you walk with a stride, again, you're pumping the disc similar to when we march with a stride. You want to pump that disc, get that inflammation out of there. So try to go for a walk every morning. It's super important, okay? Get up a little earlier and walk. If you can walk 20 minutes, great. If you can walk twice a day for a half hour, that would be great. If you can do 5 minutes 3 times a day, great. But you need to walk, all right? You need to make time to walk. That's going to pump your disc, okay? Susie, what's our next one?
Standing.
All right, so many of you, sitting hurts you. You have a type of disc problem where sitting hurts and standing and leaning back feel good. So if standing and leaning back feel good, then put your hands on your hips and lean back. Do that for about 5-10 seconds, and then do that several times throughout the day. Just tighten your stomach, lean back. Okay, you can do that standing. Now that's only for people where that feels good to you. If leaning back hurts you, guess what? Then bend forward. So some of you, your back and leg is worse when you stand, better when you sit, and better when you flex forward. So if this feels better, then just touch your toes a few times. And if it feels good to touch your toes, then you probably can use a fit ball. All right? This saved me and move around while you're on a fit ball. Move around, feel, stay there, let your body relax. And sometimes you might need to put a fit ball on top of a couch so that you can get the weight of your legs tractioning your spine. For some people that feels really good. Again, whatever feels good, do it. Whatever hurts, don't. So sometimes you just lie on your belly, you hang on to something, and the weight of your legs kind of tractions your spine. And as long as it makes your leg and back feel better, you can do it. If it makes your back and leg worse, don't do it. Okay? So again, if it feels good to lean back more. If it feels good to touch your toes, touch your toes. If it feels good to touch your toes, probably leaning over a fit ball feels good. And then the next exercise, if it feels good to touch your toes, probably squatting. So squatting, now for some of you, going deep feels good. For others, if you're worried about your knees, okay, we want then just sit to a chair. What we want here, we want your knees to be in line with your toes. We don't want your knees to do this. This is bad, this is good. So we want to get the knees out, weight on the outside of your feet, and gently squat down and stand up. Okay? So squatting would feel good. So we got squatting, we got touching your toes, and we got lying on the fit ball if it feels good to sit, if it feels bad to stand. So again, if it hurts to stand, better to sit, then touching your toes, squatting, and lying on a fit ball would be good. We're coming up to our last exercise. Is that correct, Susie?
Yes.
So the last exercise to engage the muscles on each side of the spine. So we've heard the term core stability. Core stability, it talks about the muscles in the front, side, and on back. Okay, so with everything we do standing, we're always engaging. Make a tight stomach, like you're bracing for a punch. Okay, so tight, not just sucking in, but you're bracing. Okay, so tight stomach when we walk, tight stomach when we walk. Now, one thing we can do is we can use a weight, a very light weight, okay, and very simple. We just hold it like a suitcase, and we walk, or we march. And look at my shoulders. My shoulders are not tipping to one side or overcompensating on the other. Our shoulders stay straight. Arm is straight, tight stomach, and we just walk around the house and we switch hands. Okay, you can march in place. This is a great exercise. You're activating all those small little muscles. And remember, when we lift a light weight, we always keep our back straight. Watch me. My back is straight. I'm bending at the hip. It's called a hip hinge. I'm folding at the hip. Okay? So again, these are 8 great exercises that you can do to help your back and leg pain. Now remember, in order to qualify for this phase of the rehab, you must be able to sit and stand at least 5 to 10 minutes without pain. If it hurts you, you're in such an agony, you got to go back to the previous videos, and either lying on your stomach in an extended position will help, or spending more time bent over a football. One of those two will usually help you. Now, if you like this information, do me a favor. Like our channel, subscribe, and comment. If you have questions, just comment along and I'll do my best to get back with you. Again, I'm Dr. Gregory Kramer. I'm a Livonia, Michigan chiropractor, helping people live stronger, longer. I've been through this myself. I've been taking care of people for over 30 years. I, too, have had a serious disc herniation, and if I can get through it, so can you. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you on the next one.